agree with that. I look back on what I've been through and wouldn't change anything. I'm fortunate to have grown up in a big family. You see, I'm actually a triplet, and I have older brother and sister who are twins, so I'm one of 5. And at one point or another, we have all taken FLVS classes. But what I haven't told you yet is that when I was just 5 years old, I had a brain tumor. I literally woke up with cancer one day and almost died. I underwent surgery and radiation, and then my life soon started to get back to normal. In the next 10 years, I excelled in athletics. By the time I was 13, I was ranked 3rd in the world and 2nd in the nation for girls wakeboarding. In high school, I became a varsity lightweight rower, running up to 6 miles a day. I was on top of the world. But it was around the time that my team, Winter Park High School, won the state champion rowing competition. That's a mouthful, right? State champion rowing competition for the state of Florida, that I found out that my brain tumor had come back after being gone for 10 years. 10 years of birthdays. 10 years of being with my family and friends, knowing that my cancer was gone and I could celebrate every year the day that I had surgery. And while I thought that I would just go and have surgery again, and that would be the end of it, this ended up not being the case. Sometime during or after surgery, I suffered from a complete right-sided stroke. I woke up to find the entire right side of my body paralyzed. And it was at this point in life, and I think that it's a point that we all face at different ages, that I had to make the most important decision in my entire life. And the decision that I had to make was I going to allow myself to sit in a hospital bed, in a wheelchair, for the rest of my life, or was I going to fight back and relearn to use the right side of my body? And that is the decision that I chose. So while I started in a wheelchair and spent what seemed like forever in that wheelchair, I slowly moved to a walker, and then to a cane. And now, after 7 years, I can finally walk on my own. In order to get better from having a stroke and being a former world champion athlete, I would need to be doing at least 3 hours of physical therapy at least 3 days a week. And while I lived in Central Florida in Orlando, the best physical therapy for me was a very intense program in Atlanta, Georgia. So me and one of my parents would drive each week from Orlando, Florida to Atlanta and back twice a week. 7 hours both ways. And while I was initially told to take time off from school, me and my parents, we didn't like this option. So I turned to Florida Virtual School and ended up taking all of my classes online so that I could get the very intense physical therapy that I needed at the age of 15 or 16 and still graduate high school with honors. FLVS helped me take class anytime, any place, any path and at any pace, even sitting in the back of a car when my mom was driving all the way to Atlanta. They helped me see differently by showing me that there was another way for me to succeed and graduate high school, even if I wasn't sitting in a classroom. FLVS helped me try differently too, by showing me that there was another way to try and another way to learn. And FLVS helped me live differently by giving me some of the most valuable support in the world, as well as many of the tools I needed to succeed. For example, an FLVS teacher wrote the recommendation letter that won me the Coca-Cola scholarship, which paid for a large portion, if not all, of my college education. FLVS believed in me when many others weren't even sure of my future. Because of FLVS, I was able to graduate high school on time with honors. showed me that there was another way to succeed, despite the challenges that I would need to overcome. My hardest obstacles in life have had the most rewarding opportunities. And I owe that, in large part, to FLVS. Thank you, FLVS, and all of you in this room who support FLVS. You have truly changed my life. This is your opportunity. No. This is your privilege to help a foundation that helps students change their lives every day by allowing them to take class anytime, any place, any path, and at any pace. I encourage you to help us, help make a difference in the lives of students. I ask you from the bottom of my heart to give generously to FLVS, as they have so generously given to me and so many others. To help us see differently, try differently, and live our lives